Aloha. It's semi-final time here at the 2023 Iolani Prep Basketball Classic presented by Hawaii Pacific Health. The first of two semi-finals, about 3 minutes out. My name's Carter Uechi. I'm joined alongside by Coach Dean Shimamoto. The first semi-final that you'll see, the DeMatha Catholic Stags traveling all the way here from Hyattsville, Maryland to take on the Oak Ridge Pioneers, who also came from the East Coast in Orlando, Florida. That's the first semifinal. The next one that'll start after this, Christ the King from Middle Village, New York, and St. John Bosco from Bellflower, California. But first, we have the Stags and the Pioneers. Coach Dean, what are you most excited to see right now?
As the days move along, the competition obviously gets higher. And DeMatha had an easy one last night, relatively 78-49 against Masters Academy in the quarterfinal to advance to today. Oak Ridge, a much tougher time against Vashon, who just really wouldn't go away and kept coming. Oak Ridge mainly had that margin through most of the game, but finished at just 4 points. Game was hotly contested all the way to the end. So we're going to see where they line up. And people have been asking me, who do you think is going to win it after you've seen all these teams? And no one's really stood out significantly. Some teams look better than others, but sometimes it's the matchup that makes them look better. And then you move on later and you don't know either what type of matchup, what they're going to do, what they like to do, what they don't like to do, what's going to give them trouble when they face a better team. So I really do think it's a toss-up. Wasn't a cop-out, just a toss-up in my thoughts as far as who's going to go out and get this game. And even later on tonight, we're at, what, 11:30 or so on the East Coast, and that late game is set to start even later for the folks on the East Coast and for Christ the King. St. John Bosco not so far away, but for these guys, about 11:30 start. Hope you guys stick with us. And if you're here locally, this is the one to watch.
Max Preps just put out a new rankings. Oak Ridge moved up 9 spots. They're the number 45 ranked team. DeMatha moved up 2 spots. They're number 18. The next matchup, number 9, St. John Bosco versus number 39, Christ the King Royals. 2 top 50 matchups here that we can bring to you at the Iolani Classic. Before we get any further, we're going to send it down to Kyle Miyamoto, the public address announcer, as he reads to us the starters.
Oak Ridge Pioneers from Orlando, Florida, and DeMatha Stags from Hyattsville, Maryland. Here are your starting lineups. First for the Pioneers. At 46'5" senior, number 3, Tyler Johnson. At 46'8" senior, number 21, Amari Davis. At 46'6" junior, number 1, Javier Jones. At 46' junior, number 2, Jalen Reese. And at 46'5" senior, number 4, Jordan Hillary. The head coach of Oak Ridge is Stephen Reese. And now the starting lineup for the Stags. At 46'8" senior, number 1,
Thank you, Kyle. You heard the starters. Now it's time for tip. First semifinal here the 2023 Iolani Prep Basketball Classic presented by Hawaii Pacific Health. Stags in the gray, Pioneers in their green jerseys. Malcolm Thomas, Jalen Reese in the circle. Reese doesn't jump. Malcolm Thomas wins the tip. And we're underway here in the lower gym. Sebastian left wing, driving in the paint. Wallace for three. Front rim, no. Rebound tipped out, taken by the Pioneers.
Both teams looking to feel each other out, both on offense and defense. Tyler Johnson straight to the basket. No passes, just starting off how he left off, attacking and looking for physicality.
Both teams missed their first shots. Wallace has it near half court. Tillery comes out to get him. Bounce pass down low, Malcolm Thomas, contact there, draws the foul. It'll be a shooting foul on Amari Davis.
Stags make that wing pass, UCLA cut down to the block. Malcolm Thomas instantly attacks, elevates, draws contact. His athleticism is always gonna be a concern. The Villanova commit has a lot of bounce, but yet has the ability to control his body, get around defenders, get to the rim. Oakers themselves just filled with athleticism up and down the roster, not just on the floor. But Malcolm Thomas is one of those different type of players.
He splits 2 shots at the free throw line. 1 of 2, breaks, takes the donut off the scoreboard for the Stags. Cutting, Tyler Johnson. Malcolm Thomas met him at the top.
Athleticism on full display on both ends. Tyler Johnson, full run-up start, but Malcolm Thomas elevated.
In and out on that 3 try there for Sebastian. Jameer Jones driving in the paint, contact there, blocking foul, count the basket. Jameer Jones and 1.
You look at the 2 starts for each team. DeMatha running their sets, executing several passes, running their cuts and screens. Oak Ridge attacking. Tyler Johnson, first ball, straight to the rim. Didn't get the bucket. And here you go, Jameer Jones again in transition. Works his way to the free throw line.
Can't complete the 3-point play. It's 2-1 Pioneers, 6:30 to go in the first quarter. The Stags have the ball and it's in Wallace's hands. Bounce pass over to Sebastian. Elbow jumper, nothing but net there.
Found that big hole in the middle of the zone. Sebastian just hit the gap and able to get the jumper to go from about 12 feet. Malcolm Thomas again.
That time he blocked Jameer Jones, but with the steal and the finish, Jalen Reese.
Just so sneaky with it. Oak Ridge bringing the trap.
And an early timeout there by Coach Mike Jones III. You heard that one, he just told his team to wake up.
The turnover, just a little sloppy. Again, unaware. Maybe, as he's saying, sleeping. And you cannot afford to be sleeping against this Oak Ridge defense. Rangy, athletic, gets into lanes. When you least expect it, they're coming for the double. Wallace got caught off guard, stolen from the backside. Ball's here 1 second, gone the next. And 2 points real quick.
Coming out of that 30-second timeout. Pioneers with a 1-point lead, 4-3. 5:50 to go in the first quarter. Bounce pass over to Meeks. Meeks for 3. In and out, rebound taken. Up high by Jameer Jones.
Well executed on the quick hitting flare to Ace Meeks. Best shooter got a great look.
Step back 3, buried by Jalen Reese.
Jalen Reese got the first layup off of the steal in transition, got him going. Tough step back from about NBA range, but nothing but a bucket.
Up top goes to Sebastian. Right wing Wallace. Meeks takes another three. That might have been tipped a bit. Rebound taken by Jones. He's pushing the temple. Gets the contact. Almost had the finish.
Not necessarily the shot that Coach Mike Jones might have wanted by Ace Meeks. He knows what a great shooter he is, but much better of a shooter, higher percentage if he's squared up. And when you miss like that, it leads to runouts, and Jameer Jones turns that defense into offense so quickly.
Baseline drive, Tillery cut off and forced to step on the baseline. Jacob Wallace there came on the help.
Size advantage evident for Oak Ridge nearly at every spot.
Meeks has it right wing. Up top, Thomas for three. Lefty stroke comes up short. Rebound taken by Jones. Reese pushing it up ahead, ran into Sebastian, lost the handle. Ball's on the ground. Meeks comes away with it. Bounce pass over to Charles Thomas III. Elbow jumper. It hits the rim twice and doesn't go.
2 good looks on consecutive possessions, but not as good as that in transition, 3-on-2. Beautiful pass by Jones.
Sebastian got that ball tipped out of bounds by Omari Davis. Ball stays with the Stags. Meeks on the curl. Got the shot off, but a foul before.
Different actions nearly every single time down. Quick hits, not complicated, but just enough of an opening to get a good look. Malcolm Thomas had a 3 off of the X-cut, missed it in transition. Thomas had an opportunity, and there you saw one of the Oak Ridge players just blow through the screen.
Meeks has Omari Davis on him, driving on him, gets past him, lefty finish, soft off the glass.
You have to acknowledge the fact that Ace Meeks can knock it down from just about everywhere. Gave the short hezzy on the shot fake and exploded to the hole.
Baseline drive, Jones, but he traveled before he took those steps on that drive.
Jones loves to attack. Almost moving 2 steps forward before he catches the ball. That time did catch it.
McKnight Jr. threw the contact too strong off the glass. Defensive rebound cleared by the Pioneers. Jones has a right wing now. Driving step back, elbow jumper knocks it down.
Jones with a slight fade on that jumper gave him enough space to get it off, and kind of a line drive, but still made the bucket.
Contact on that drive by Sebastian. A foul will be called. It'll go on Jalen Reese. 13 foul on the Pioneers. 3:16 to go. 11-5 lead for the Pioneers.
Stags executing at a high level. They're gonna have to find that groove with the ability to finish. Flex action, gets Sebastian out on top, but slides out.
Jameer Jones, contact from Malcolm Jones. He finished it, but the foul is on the floor. Goes on Malcolm Thomas, his first foul. Now 3 teams apiece, 3 team fouls apiece for both squads.
Jameer Jones just so impressive in transition, finds his way to the basket every single time. Physical with it, works through contact.
Quick burst. Tyler Johnson blows by the first guy, lays it up and in on the right.
Saw the baseline, direct line to the basket, no help, able to come over, and Tyler Johnson gets as easy as a finish as he could get.
Wallace was driving, kind of lost the handle for a bit, but on his way up, got fouled. Jordan Tillery picks up his first foul.
Through this first quarter, really a lot more fouls than we've seen called. And when the physicality bumps up, it's so difficult to decipher which is a foul, which do you allow to play through. 7 fouls total for each of these teams. Next shot for the Stags will be, next foul for the Stags will be a double bonus for the Stags, excuse me.
Wallace hits the first free throw. Buries the second one as well. Stags are 3 of 4 from the line to start the game. Down by 6, 2:40 to go. Reese kick out to the wing. Drive by Tillery, swatted away by Malcolm Thomas, his third block. And another foul. And Jacob Wallace is gonna head to the line for 2 shots. And that is the second foul on Tyler Johnson.
Big call in transition. Tyler Johnson, so important to this Pioneer team. Huge yesterday. Plays with such physicality, earned his way to the free throw line 10 times, made 9, was the leading scorer. Now early in the first, he has, early in this game, first quarter, 2 fouls.
Free throw rolls around the rim and drops for Jacob Wallace. But coming off the bench, taking Tyler Johnson's spot, Cameron Simpson, who we saw knock down 5 threes last night.
All his points came from the three-point line, and those were big, big shots. Obviously, a 3 is a big one, but the time that he hit them was right during the runs for Vashon.
Offensive rebound off that miss. Bowser up and in.
The effort and execution by the Stags. Lots of free throws work their way back into this game, now only down 3.
Johnson drew the foul call. Tillery just checking in. Out goes Johnson with his 2. Foul goes on Cole Bowser, his first. And now the next Stags foul on the Pioneers sends them to the line. Some contact there. Reese able to still catch it through all of that. Pioneers up by 3, 13-10. Just over 2 minutes to go. Dunk by Jameer Jones. The Alakai Executive Search Slam Dunk Contest winner throws it down.
Sebastian gave up the hard blow by. Malcolm Thomas has been patrolling the inside really well, but no chance to block that one.
Malcolm Thomas, fadeaway jump shot. He hit the ground, he couldn't finish. Tillery driving now, he takes off, hangs in the air, gets by Thomas, and lays it up and in.
Stags really extending defensively. Need to do a better job of sliding, just slowing down that drive just a bit, enough for Malcolm Thomas to come over and help, but really no resistance. Straight line drives to the basket.
Here Jones, step back 3, has that in his bag.
Had a little something to say to the Stags bench. Really feels like he got it going after that monster dunk. Then the step back 3.
Top of the key goes Sebastian. Hand off to Meeks. 18 seconds on the shot clock. 48 on the game clock. Bounce pass over to Wallace for 3. Left wing, too strong. Second chance, Bowser. Tip, no good. Reese leading the pack. 2-on-3 fast break. Spins away from Meeks, but didn't get the roll on the rim. Rebound taken by Sebastian. They can hold it for this last shot, it looks like.
Shot clock still on. Oak Ridge in this 2-3 zone that they played on the last possession. Stags got a wide open look that time. Couldn't knock it down. Tried for an offensive board. Couldn't get that. And then a quick run out by the Pioneers.
7 seconds, Sebastian right wing. Wallace driving, contact there. A block called. That's the second foul on Amari Davis, and it sends Jacob Wallace to the line with 2.2 to go in the first quarter. Stags down 10.
Jacob Wallace immediately attacking the rim, shoulders down, moving forward like a running back, and went through Davis. Davis did not set his feet. We're seeing this a lot more at the college level where the weak side charge is not as easy of a call to get. The requirements of making it a charge, of having to be set and not moving before the offensive player takes off, a lot more difficult to find. So you're seeing players on the backside choosing to wall up, go straight up with the contact rather than sit on the backside. As evident today, a lot of these are college officials, so blocks on the way to the bucket.
Wallace hits the first of two. Knocks down the second as well. He's 5 of 6 from the line. 1 second, Simpson lets it go. In! Cameron Simpson from beyond half court.
He just loves this gym. 5 3-pointers yesterday, none from that distance. He's just seeing the hoop like a big, old bucket.
And at the end of the first quarter, it's Oak Ridge 23, DeMatha 12, and we're gonna take a quick break and hear from one of our generous sponsors.
Here's the dream. Never stop doing what you love. The choices you make now can keep the dream alive tomorrow. So you can live your life your way. We're here to help with a personalized approach to a healthier you. This is me. Hawaii Pacific Health.
And we're back here in the lower gym. Pioneers up by 11. Cameron Simpson picking up right where he left off yesterday. His 10th three in 3 games.
He's feeling like Steph Curry and really channeling him. Knocked down the 5 big threes for all of his 15 points yesterday. And just a prayer of getting it off. But he's seeing it right. Like target practice, even from, that was about 55 feet, I'm gonna say.
Just when you thought those last free throws from Jacob Wallace are gonna end the quarter, the scoring there, Cameron Simpson got that inbounds pass and threw it up from about 5 feet behind half court.
Highlights aplenty. We've seen monster dunks, transition threes, huge blocks, and then a buzzer beater to end the quarter.
Simpson in and out. Tangled up down low, Winkler and Daniels.
Oh, you knew he was shooting that on first touch. He just said, I got it going. Nearly got that one to go, hit double rim. And came out. Definitely in heat check mode.
Winkler wearing jersey number 23 tonight. Picked up that first foul. Cross court to the paint. Thomas III's jumper from the paint. Too strong. Rebound taken and tipped by to Tillery. Cross court pass to Jones. Back to Simpson on the right side. Cross court down the baseline this time. Reese's three doesn't go.
Beautiful kick from corner to corner. Good look by Reese. Not able to get the finish, but a good opportunity nonetheless.
Free throw line jump shot. Wallace doesn't go. Rebound taken and fought for by Simpson. Reese will walk it up. Caden Walton come out to meet him. Free throw line to Jones, spins, throws it up with the right, doesn't get the bounce. Daniels with the rebound. Wallace will push it up ahead. Double team comes. Pass intercepted by Reese, and he'll slow it back down.
Pioneers trapping in transition. Saw Jones come right up to it with the double. Got the steal, but come back down and errant pass. Really to no one. Looked like one of the Stags coaches was open for a three.
Wallace will walk it up. 6:22 to go in the first half. Meeks for three, front rim, no. Rebound tip towards Tillery. Up ahead, Reese back to Simpson. Deep three. Comes up short, but he is fouled.
Kick back to Simpson. You see him set up really at NBA range, about 25 feet. Closeout, caught some arms. Forced to miss 3 shots here for Simpson. Just always a threat no matter where he is on the floor. And you'll see this defense start to extend, which isn't a good thing against Oak Ridge because those lanes, when they're open, they exploit them, and such great finishers.
Simpson hits the first free throw of 3. That was the second foul called on Charles Thomas III. Second free throw, nothing but net for Simpson. He has 5. Malcolm Thomas checks in, as well as Tyler Davis. Calvin Liptrot for the Pioneers. Simpson hits all 3 free throws. They're up by 14, 26-12.
Man pressure picking up. Doesn't look like a trap is coming. Stags will run their action.
Thomas handoff to Walton. Reese jumped that passing lane, but hit it out of bounds. Had he caught that, he was off to the races.
Offensively, you have to be so crisp. Execute your plays with high tempo. Otherwise, you have players like Reese who just jump the cap. They know what's coming. Ace Meeks is a scorer, a deadly shooter, and he knows when he's down, he's coming out for a shot and jump the lane.
Tyler Davis this time jumped the lane, tipped that out of bounds. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Stags will inbound it from right near half court. 8 seconds on the shot clock now. Meeks, gotta get something going here. Thomas in the corner, 1 second. And before the buzzer, a foul.
Pioneers were playing man-to-man during that entire possession. Ball went out of bounds and they switched on the fly into the zone. Brought pressure up high and tried to run out that clock. But the foul on the step through by Thomas negated a lot of that extra effort and execution.
Resets the shot clock there. Second foul on Winkler. Thomas thought about the 3. No, takes a tough jumper from the free throw line, but gets the big bounce there.
Tough shot by Thomas. If you're Oak Ridge, you're okay with that. You really made him work. Not a high percentage opportunity, even with Thomas elevating.
Jab step takes the 3. Jones doesn't hit. Rebound, they say last touch by Liptrot. Kind of dared Jameer Jones to take that 3 there. Took that jab step.
Well, yes and no. The jab step's really effective because if he decides to take it to the lane, you have to be there to have a chance at stopping him from dunking it. So hard not to bite on that jab step and sag just a little. So you sink and you pray.
Wallace has it. Liptrot comes out to meet him. Thomas spins in the lane, throws it up with the left off the glass. Tough shot. 2 in a row that he's hit.
Different type of opportunity for Thomas when he's in that 5-foot range with his ability to elevate. Oh my.
Foul before that dunk goes on Wallace, but I think Jameer Jones doesn't know the dunk contest is over yet.
That's just what he does. Gets into the lane and rises up. That was 2 hands after nearly losing the ball.
Has it on the right block. Contact there. Meeks hits the deck.
All Meeks could do was grab and hold on. Got caught about 2 feet from the basket, right on the block. And Jameer Jones knew it. Had the size advantage. If he could get it in the air and elevate, it was a bucket. Meeks just grabbed that arm and held on to it.
Right block. Jones driving again. Again draws another foul. This time, shooting foul.
Jones left wide open on the out-of-bounds action. Knew what to do with it as soon as he caught it. Attacked that rim into Thomas, into Daniels. That's 6'7" and 6'8". But when he elevates, he's more than tall enough against these guys.
1 of 2 from the line for Jones. He's stuck at 10 points. Lead is up to 11. Wallace passes out of it, but too high for the 6'7" Daniels. He was all by himself, but that pass just too high.
Pioneers brought that trap again out of the zone. 2 front players pushing out to come at the ball, and right idea, wrong pass.
Jones in the lane once again. Gets called for a travel for getting that shot off.
Sebastian disrupted that drive, recovering from the top bag, caught Jones. Made it look awkward, not sure if it was a travel, but looked awkward enough to be one.
Sebastian, the inbounder, gets it into Wallace. Sure, will back off a bit. 4:08 to go in the first half. Stags down 11, but with the ball. Go to the corner. Wallace up top. Meeks fake the 3. Dribbling away from the double team now. Bounce pass, Derek Daniels, throw it down.
Oak Ridge paying a lot of attention to where Ace Meeks is. He
Someone's
has skills,
gotta
yeah.
match that guy up. Cameron Simpson hits another one.
Simpson constantly hunting. He's standing out there just waiting to touch that ball. Finding a way to get one off, as he did last night. Just found that shot, found the bottom of the cup in the biggest moments from 3.
Driving in the lane, Meeks goes through a double. Draws a foul. It was on Calvin Liptrot. With that 3, Simpson is leading the pack. 11 3-pointers made. And we're not even 2.5 games in for him.
I feel like he's gonna get at least a couple more, maybe tonight, definitely tomorrow. Meeks for the Stags, he's one of their guys offensively. They've been running some sets, some flares, some action to find him open chances on the perimeter. Reese has done a good job defending him, knowing that he doesn't have to help quite as much, being that Ace Meeks is such a threat. But Meeks has been working around the rim. You saw the dump off the last time.
Amari Davis, reverse layup, doesn't go, but Jameer Jones put back jam.
Jameer Jones just hanging out by the rim. Everything that Simpson is doing from deep, Jameer Jones is doing around the rim and above the rim and through the rim.
Wallace driving on Jones. Thomas tried to throw that down. Last touch, they say, by the Stags. Pioneers ball.
Can someone explain to me how these guys are 17 and 18 years old? Malcolm Thomas with the near monster putback himself with one hand.
Jones has it right wing. Deep 3, Simpson. Bounces on the rim twice, doesn't get the roll. Jab step, takes another, hits that one. Cameron Simpson making it rain.
Simpson shot the first one from about 28, 29 feet, then stepped into 25 and just buried it.
Third try, no good down low. Bowser couldn't get that tip in. Artillery leading the pack. Dropped it off, bounce pass behind him to Tyler Davis, but swatted out of bounds.
Great recovery by Bowser, taking away that bucket. Would have been an easy one on the inside after the dump off, trying to avoid Malcolm Thomas with the block.
Malcolm Thomas caught it on the block.
Avoided him the first time, not the second time. Just pinned it against the board with one hand.
Bowser stripped. Amari Davis leading the break. Gives it to Tyler Davis. Back to Jameer Jones. Lift off once again.
What an athlete.
37-20.
What an athlete.
Wallace driving, contact there, doesn't get the call. Too strong on the layup. Up ahead to Jones by himself. Windmill!
Oh! I give that a 10. A 10.
Jameer Jones, exclamation point, in-game windmill. They're up by 19, minute 12 to go in the first half. Wow.
Oh my goodness. He knew it was coming. I'm trying to figure out which one was the best. The drive all the way down the lane, just punch it in transition, the put back two-hander. I gotta go with the windmill. That would have won the dunk contest. I feel like he might have been able to set up a couple kids to jump over in the middle of the possession.
Speaking of jumping over, to win it, he jumped over Stephen Reese and an assistant coach there for the Pioneers. And I talked to Coach Reese before the game. I said, did he hit you on the way up? He goes, nope, he cleared me. He said, I'm all good. Just happy my guy won that dunk contest. And he was nothing but smiles when I asked him about that.
Just a warm-up for tonight, really. Jameer Jones, all throughout this tournament, from the first game they played, this backboard, rim, and shot clock has been in jeopardy every time that ball floats up in the air and he starts going with it.
And it's always been that basket. Hasn't done it on the Eva side. The Diamond Head side is taking some damage.
You know, some guys squeak in windmills or it rattles down. His goes straight down and bounces back up just as high and as hard as it came down.
Deep three, Meeks. Front rim, no. Rebound taken by Simpson. Chance to extend the lead to 20 or more here. 50 seconds to go in the first half. Reese has it, calling for a screen. Moving his guys around. Tillery driving. Up and under on the reverse. Doesn't get it to go. Simpson back to Reese.
Reese had a thought, but saw the shot clock. Heads up play. Can run nearly the entire clock out. Just a small differential. But Jalen Reese holding it. Coach Reese calling the timeout. Smart. Working his way at this point to get one final great possession, making sure his guys are all on the same page. Also trying to get Jameer Jones back into the game, so we'll see what he draws up. I'm going to guess it's something. If Simpson still is in the game, make the defenders have to decide, what are we going to take away? Are we going to take away the drive and the dunk or the deep three? Something 30 feet from the rim or something 1 foot above and 1 foot away from the rim. What a run in transition by these Pioneers.
After the first quarter, the score was 23-12. The lead has extended to 19. And with 20.1 seconds to go in the first half, the Stags have a chance to increase this lead even more. They'll have the ball right in front of the coaching staff for the Stags. And Tillery will be the trigger man.
Stags coming out in the 2-3 zone. See if Coach Reese's actions can be run against this zone.
10 seconds on the clock. Reese still with it.
Switching out into the man after the early zone look.
Deep three, Reese. Front rim, no. Rebound taken by Sebastian. Gets it off. But it'll come up short. End of the first half. It's the Pioneers 39 The Stags 20. Your thoughts on the first 16 minutes that we saw?
All Oak Ridge, all transition. Got it every way they wanted it. Simpson firing up threes. Jameer Jones getting out on the break, finding open lanes, finding his way to the rim and above the rim and down through the rim. If you could draw it up, if you're Coach Stephen Reese, that would be exactly it. Undoubtedly, Stags gotta find a way to score. Right now, the lack of ability to put it in the bucket is causing rebounds that lead to runouts. That's what's giving all of these opportunities for the Pioneers. So getting a couple to go will slow down Oak Ridge just enough, hopefully, for the Stags to convert, get back defensively, and make those buckets a little more difficult to get. Stay in front. But the open floor is a bad place to be defensively if you are seeing Oak Ridge and those green jerseys coming at you.
There's 8:45 for the second half resumes. We're going to take a quick break and hear from several of our sponsors.
Hey, Rox, come on look. The neighbors are up to something.
Probably taking out the trash.
No, they got guys roaming all around the place.
Maybe they're aliens from another planet.
Maybe they're getting rid of bugs and termites or something.
So what's so strange?
Well, our guys don't do that.
Maybe we don't have the right guys.
Hi, I'm Ian.
And I'm Joe.
And we're Pest Tech Hawaii. We have the latest termite and pest control technology. Let our guys be your guys. We're Pest Tech Hawaii.
Here's the dream. Never stop doing what you love. The choices you make now can keep the dream alive tomorrow. So you can live your life your way. We're here to help with a personalized approach to a healthier you. This is me. Hawaii Pacific Health.
And we're back here. It's halftime. Oak Ridge up 39-20 with the DeMatha Catholic Stags. You just saw videos from our title sponsor, Hawaiian Pacific Health, Pest Tech Hawaii. We're broadcasting from the Pest Tech Hawaii broadcast booth and also from the Twin Fin. And a huge shout out goes to the Twin Fin. They're hosting these two teams that we're seeing now, and all the mainland teams for both the girls and the boys tournaments here. The Iolani Prep Basketball Classic presented by Hawaii Pacific Health.
It's been raining for most of the week, cleared up just a little bit today. Hopefully the weather improves tomorrow for each of the team's final day here in Hawaii. They can open their windows, step out on their balconies, look across, see the ocean, and hopefully some sun tomorrow. About 70 degrees here in Honolulu, which many of you need to understand that that's near cold weather. Jackets, long pants are out. If it hits into the 60s, you may see some beanies, winter coats. But that's cold weather here in Hawaii, and that's how you can recognize a local, because they're wearing something warm. Maybe not these teams, but it's been not great weather here. We're hoping it to be better tomorrow. But you know, you mentioned one of our sponsors being Pest Tech, and Pest Tech also the sponsor, the presenting sponsor of the Kaimuki Sharpshooter Award. And the reason why I mentioned that is we thought it was going to be Ace Meeks, as he started off really hot through the first couple of games. during this tournament, but Mr. Simpson is making a run at that award, named after renowned local sharpshooter Kaimuki, who passed recently at such a young age. Pestec is now the presenting sponsor for the Sharpshooter Award that goes to the shooter that makes the most three-pointers through the entire tournament. And Simpson could win this one by a large margin, potentially. Though, going into tomorrow night, and I'm sure even into the second half, teams will be well aware of who he is and make it a point to stick with him, just because he's been changing and opening up games for the Pioneers, building leads, stopping runs. So if you're not putting him on your scouting report, then you're really missing something.
In my head and on my phone, I've been trying to keep a tally. I don't have the official mark, but I know for official purposes, Cameron Simpson's at 12 threes. He hit 4 the first game, 5 last night, and 3 in the first half tonight. There's another Cameron Ziegler out of Chrysler King, who hit 6 last night. He's up to 7. I know there's a handful of players at 7. Guys like Jeremiah White. Shout out to the Kaimuki Bulldogs. He's been doing it in the morning consolation games. Micah Tabor, Dylan Laboon out of Masters Academy. They're up there around 8 or so. Eric Chatfield also hit 6 three-pointers yesterday. But right now, Cameron Simpson in my head has at least a 4 three-pointers advantage over his other competitors at this point in the competition. And we were also talking about weather. I just wanted to see what the weather's like in Hyattsville, Maryland right now. It's also past midnight for both of Hyattsville and Orlando. But it's 37 degrees in Hyattsville, 55 degrees in Orlando. A little warmer in Orlando, but nothing like the cold 74 here in the islands that we have.
There's breezy trade winds that may knock it down a few degrees, but yes, it's Hawaii, and that's what it's like here all year long. That's why these teams love coming out here, love staying at the Twin Fin, walking around in their shorts and slides.
Another party I got to shout out, Sodexo. I've heard rave reviews from these teams about the food that Sodexo has been able to provide to them after the games. One of the coaches earlier, I believe it was for Vashon, was talking about the chicken that they were served yesterday. It was teriyaki chicken, something that
staple here,
it's a staple.
right?
And he's like, I don't know what that sauce was, but that chicken last night, that was amazing. And I was like, that's what we call teriyaki chicken. And our folks at Sodexo have been holding it down at the concession stand and with the post-game meals for these teams. And
no, I'm not sure if you saw what was being sold tonight for dinner, but the infamous Mochiko chicken, well known to many here on this Iolani campus, Mr. Kevin Wada, heading up that Sodexo contingent with the Mochiko chicken recipe. If you don't know what that is and you're in Maryland or Florida, look it up, buy the ingredients, try and make it at home. I'm sure you can even find a recipe for the Iolani School Mochiko chicken somewhere on the internet.
Yeah, I want to say it was published to the Star Advertiser, which is the newspaper here in Hawaii. So somewhere out there, if you can get through that paywall, I think there might be a subscription there. But if somehow you can get that recipe, it can feed a village as well.
Hard to describe, really, to those. Somewhat of a fried type chicken. Has a sweet, marinated flavor with the umami of shoyu and soy sauce and sugar. Some garlic and a little bit of a chew to the crust.
And all you need is a set of white rice with that. And
that's right, that's sticky rice. Not like Thai sticky rice, but Hawaii sticky rice. Spreading recipes across the country out of the Iolani Classic and Iolani School. So here we go.
There's a whistle. The Stags have the ball down 19 to start the second half. Bounce pass over to Sebastian. Johnson's back in the game with his 2 fouls. Turnaround jump shot, baseline J. Malcolm Thomas hits that.
That's how you come back if you're the Stags, bucket by bucket. Work it into your best players. Action, diagonal screen, directly into Thomas. Jab left, turn right to the baseline with a soft fade, elevates. Big bucket, way to start. Best way to start this half.
Sebastian all over Tillery. Offensive foul called. They'll say he pushed off.
DeMatha picking up the pressure. Sebastian up on the hip. Tillery just wanted to clear a little bit of space. Extended the arm. Too much for the liking of referee Ryan Hanneman, and got the charge.
Bounce pass over to Meeks. Back to Wallace, left wing. Behind the back dribble in the lane. Doesn't get the finish. Rebound tipped. Long rebound goes out to Thomas on the left block. Contact and a foul.
Third possession here for the Stags. 1 on defense, 2 on offense. Got the initial bucket by Thomas. Nice drive to the rim initially. Came off with the rebound, and Thomas worked his way, used his strength. Stops and scores is what they're gonna need to close what was once a 19-point gap. 3 straight points here for the Stags and Thomas himself. Just working his way inside.
Big foul, 53 seconds into the second half. That's a third foul on Omari Davis. Sat a good chunk of that second quarter after picking up that second. Thomas splits it from the line. Under 7 to go in the third. Jones has it, Sebastian out to meet him. Driving in the lane. The righty scoop layup doesn't go.
Sebastian doing the job again defensively. This time picked up Jones 30 feet from the basket. Found a way to keep him from scoring. Good strength defensively. Another stop by DeMatha.
Meeks off that curl, driving at Davis. Contact put back. Charles Thomas the third. Coming back after picking up his 2 fouls in the first half. Gets 2 of his own there.
Smart take by Meeks, went right at Davis, understanding his foul situation, but what that led to was a open rebound for the easy putback.
Reese for 3, hits that. Big time basket, Jalen Reese stops that 5-0 run.
So huge by Reese. All the momentum on the side of the Stags, getting stops and buckets on consecutive possessions. Reese just lined it up from about 24 feet and huge bucket.
That stops that 5-0 run for the Stags coming out of halftime. Jalen Reese hits his second 3-pointer of the night. He's up to 8.
Reese, the consummate point guard. Distributing, running the offense, doing a nice job defensively, guarding Meeks. But when it's time, the best point guards find a way to get a bucket, recognizing what their team needs when they need it. And if it has to be them, has to be their number called, then they take on that responsibility.
Wallace jogged the ball up. Bounce pass over to Thomas. One turn, throw it down with the left.
That was one dribble from the 3-point line. Took off maybe from that red volleyball line and just extended.
The Stags wanted a charge there, but they call it before that collision happened.
The call was on the initial defender. The help defender that came over, Charles Thomas, was in the right position, would have been a charge, but the push came from the backside prior to making contact. Ace Meeks gets called for that one.
Tyler Davis looking down low, broken up by Wallace. Sebastian with the steal. And that pass tipped out of bounds by Reese. But that's Jacob Wallace right there. That's a football DB. And he is one being recruited by USF, but also has basketball offers too.
That was not an easy play to make. He was fronting on the post, about 3 feet off, and just elevated, got the touch. listed at 6 feet, but got way up there.
Driving in the lane, that's swatted. Thomas the third. Tyler Davis on the floor. Wallace ends up with it. 3-ball Meeks, he got hit.
Bodies flying all over. Meeks put it up. Hard to tell whether or not if someone got a touch on that ball, got a touch on the arm. Referees seem to have a bad angle. But Stags feeling like they haven't gotten the last couple of calls, so very vocal about getting that one. They know Ace Meeks doesn't airball a shot for no reason.
Now the Stags bench up there and clapping. Reese, deep three, front rim, no. Wallace with the board. Up ahead, Malcolm Thomas. Meeks, corner three, hits that.
Part of that back and forth action. Reese got caught up in it a little bit. No action, just pulled it from deep and allowed the Stags to get that run out. Easy shot for Meeks in the corner.
And a foul after Johnson able to pass out of that double. But that's the first three for the Stags of the night. And Meeks finally gets one to go. The foul goes on Cade Sebastian. That's his third. And that's big if the plan was he's the primary defender against Jameer Jones in the second half.
Scrappy, hard-nosed, does a lot of the dirty work. Also has that ability to shoot it. Personal player for the Stags. Needs to go to the bench. With more size filled back in.
Johnson loses his footing. Was expecting a bump there back from Bowser, but Bowser backpedaled with him, and Johnson fell to the floor.
Johnson's been really quiet today. Hasn't found his flow offensively. Last night was attacking like Jameer Jones is tonight, creating contact and working his way to the free throw line.
Tip back with the left. Charles Thomas a third off the miss.
So nice to be able to just hang up there and wait for that ball to hit your hand. Good touch on the offensive rebound. Just a 10-point game.
Jameer Jones driving in the lane. Malcolm Thomas stayed vertical. Rebound taken by Bowser. Chance to cut the lead to single digits. Driving in the lane. Doesn't get the bounce on the rim. Ball's loose. Rolled on the ground. Wanted to travel up ahead. Jones. Meeks gets called for a block.
You see the difference defensively when the Stags are able to get a bucket. It slows down the transition opportunity for the Pioneers, who over the last few possessions have been going one-on-one on the perimeter. Jameer Jones had to throw that one up after hanging there. Jalen Reese misses the long three with a hand in his face. A lot less action offensively to create lanes. But when they get in transition, as you saw there, so tough to stay in front. Jameer Jones draws the block. Fortunately, it's a down foul.
Talking to the scorer's table. And Mo Maggiolino. Foul goes on Ashton Meeks, his third. .354 to go. The 10-point Pioneers lead, 42-32 at half. That deficit was 19. They've cut into that. A poke away. McKnight Jr. had position there. Poked away from behind, but to Bowser. Finally corralled down there after that tip by Tyler Davis.
When it's chaotic, the Pioneers seem to thrive. Just using their athleticism to its full extent.
A foul called.
Jameer Jones on the drive, put a shoulder down. Stags defender fell awkwardly, but caught it directly to the chest. Both referees had the same call. Usually a pretty good indicator that it was the right call.
Offensive foul, turnover for the Pioneers. Once again, the Stags have a chance to cut this lead to single digits, and a foul 92 feet away from the basket, trying to put pressure on McKnight Jr. Tillery's called for his third.
As you can see, when the Stags are able to get into their half-court defense and play it, it's pretty stingy.
Wallace, bounce pass over to Bowser. Corner three, Thomas the third, front rim, no. Rebound taken by Jones. 3:10 to go. Stopped at the three and hit that.
Those types of shots are what make Jameer Jones so difficult to guard. Earlier drew the foul on the attack. That time knocks down the three in transition.
Runner in the lane, no good. Corner three, Malcolm Thomas comes up short. Offensive board, Charles Thomas the third. After being saddled in that first half, he had 2 fouls, picked him up rather quickly. 6 points in the second half for Thomas the third.
Really don't like seeing Malcolm Thomas out on the perimeter settling for threes. I know he can make them, but in these moments, you just want to grind them down, do what you do best, which is be in the paint, work from 5 feet, use that athleticism and length and extend to be able to dunk one or get one to go, draw a foul. But it was Charles Thomas on the backside that worked. It really wasn't his rebound. Wrestled it away from Tyler Johnson to earn that offensive rebound and that bucket. Huge, the hustle plays. So important. But you know, the Pioneers, you gotta give them credit as well. Stags have made a great run, but they've found ways to just get buckets. Jalen Reese, the big three earlier to silence that first run. Jameer Jones, just a second ago, steps up, fakes the drive, and pulls up to get another three. It seems like this game should be in that 5 or 6 range, but it's 11, just the way it's been going. That's how tough it is to go against Oak Ridge.
2:47 to go, 45-34 in favor of Oak Ridge. Knight Jr. putting the pressure on in the backcourt. Bounce pass over to Jones, crossover dribble, step back, double dribble. Wanted to, or thought about pulling up, and then had other intentions.
That hezzy was just too good. But Malcolm Thomas played the drive, stepped back up. Jameer Jones wanted to go to option 3, but didn't realize he picked up his dribble.
Wallace has it left wing, Tillery locked in on him. Thomas for 3, hits it.
So forget what I said about Malcolm Thomas shooting threes, but that one was a lot more in control. No open floor behind him. Everyone's sagging, know what he can do when he puts it on the floor and goes to the rack. So sits back, second chance at it, gets it to go.
He gambled, Jones driving, scoop with the right.
You said it right, that gamble did not pay off. Low percentage chance leads to a high percentage opportunity by Jones. Uncontested to the rim, that's a bucket every time.
Thomas third driving baseline, cut off, back to McKnight Jr. They're down by 10, minute 40 to go in the third.
McKnight Jr. with that, just a quick little display of his shiftiness.
Back to Wallace on the left wing. Up top to Bowser, driving on Tillery. Spins in the lane, loses the handle. 4 seconds on the shot clock.
Wallace had an opening to get the ball into Thomas on the inside, about 3 feet from the basket on Jones. Didn't look long enough to sustain that seal.
Gets it into Thomas the third, 2 seconds, has to get it off. McKnight Jr. throws it up. Jones, big rebound there. Bowser trying to poke it away, gets called for a foul.
Love seeing when the most athletic guy on the floor does a fundamental block out. Didn't use his athleticism that time to leap up, just used his body, used the right angles, and earned a foul out of it as well as a possession.
Here Jones, with Malcolm Thomas on him. Wallace tried to break that up, but a foul down low.
Heads up play by Franklin, recognized where he was and the disadvantage that he had and gave the foul hard on the ground before Tyler Johnson could go up, but that is the 5th foul, and Tyler Johnson will go to the line in the double bonus.
Remember last night, 9 of 10 from the line down the stretch when they needed some shots to be hit. He stepped up and hit them. Confidently knocks down the first.
Hasn't done much offensively through most of this game, but he's one of those guys that I feel like gets better as the game moves along because his strength and his physicality don't go away. And free throw shooting is always at the premium when you want to finish.
2 of 2 from the line there. Ball stripped. Reese with the takeaway. Pushing it up ahead. Simpson in the corner. Gets it off. That might have been blocked.
Jalen Reese defensively on that side, read the spin coming from Malcolm Thomas. Another one of those smart plays where he deciphers what's going on before it happens and is a step ahead. But great closeout by Malcolm Thomas. You never know what's going to happen with Simpson.
Bo Daniels with the block there. Johnson gets his own miss. Tillery in the lane, somehow throws that off the glass and in.
Not sure how he got that to go. Hop, skipped, and jumped his way into the lane and just line drive that into the bucket. Believe that's on Tillery. I think it's his 4th.
Does look like it's on Tillery by the way he's reacting. And that'll send McKnight Jr. to the line where he's yet to be in the Classic. Almost 11 quarters into the Classic. Knight Jr. getting ready for his first free throws.
Knight's been giving this team some good minutes with Meeks out on the bench. Important to convert these. Technical foul called on Tillery. That will be his 5th. Complaining about the call, about the reads, doesn't get you anywhere. But that'll send him to the bench with his 5th foul.
So they're gonna tell.
Well, this is the 2nd of the double bonus that was called on Tillery in the backcourt. So Franklin knocks that down, and we'll have Wallace to the line to shoot the technical free throws. And with 26.8 seconds, DeMatha's going to get the ball back with a chance to cut the lead even further.
That is the 5th foul on Tillery. Wallace can't get that first free throw to go. Wallace, who was 5 of 6 from the line in that first half. 0 of 1 from the line to start here in the second half. Hits the 2nd.
Missed opportunity there. We just went 2 for 4 with the 4 free throws. But they do get the ball back. Shot clock off with a chance to cut into the league even further.
Wallace will back off. 17 seconds. Thomas wants the lob.
Oak Ridge into the zone.
10 seconds.
Saw those cross screens.
McKnight Jr. probing the lane, finds an opening, lays it up and in. Cuts it to 10. Reese from behind half court hits it! The 2nd time. The Pioneers do it this time. Jalen Reese.
Just demoralizing for the Stags. They get the foul, they get the technical free throws, going just 2 for 4. They get the ball back. Shifty Franklin gets to the rim for the bucket with about 4 seconds left, and Jalen Reese, a second buzzer-beating half-court shot in the same game. You know, sometimes in practice, you work on those shots. Really, it's just a fun thing. As soon as you make it, you get to end practice. Who knew they had such a purpose? But man, Jalen Reese, you know, we talked about daggers, and sometimes, yeah, they're a little bit lucky, but those guys find a way to just get the ball to go down in the biggest moments. Amazing.
Jalen Reese, third three. He has 11. Just when you thought the Stags were going to go into the fourth quarter down by 10, the lead is back up to 13, and the Pioneers get the ball back to start this fourth quarter.
So a 19-point margin at half. Stags doing great, finished the quarter well, as it seemed, and nearly cut that lead in half to near about 10, and man, that three, so demoralizing.
Reese walks the ball up now. We're underway here in the fourth. Pioneers up by 13. Driving is Johnson, can't finish, too strong. Davis hit the floor, foul called.
Meeks giving up some inches, went to the defensive board, and Davis just went right over the top. Drew the foul on Meeks, picks up his fourth, and coming out of the game early in the fourth quarter.
It's gonna be some big Jamal McKnight Jr. minutes right here.
McKnight Jr. might be a little more shifty than Meeks, but Meeks has that ability to knock down threes, which can really help close this margin.
Reese for three, 2 in a row. This one from a little more normal distance.
2 open, wide pin down, and Reese, so deadly.
Soft touch off the back iron. Knight Jr. gets the roll. Trading threes for twos won't work for the Stags. However, they're down 14. Rolled it over to Johnson, did Jones. 15 on the shot clock. Jones trying to shake Thomas. Double team comes, picks up his dribble. Cut in Simpson, throw it down. He can do other things besides hitting threes.
He doesn't just shoot it from long range. The well-timed cut on the back door off of the rotation. Simpson with the emphatic finish. First 2 for him in a couple of games.
Wallace with Simpson on him. Splits the double. Sebastian for 3. In and out. Tipped out to McKnight Jr. Probing in the lane. Bounce pass over to Thomas. Stops at the block. 2 big steps. Comes up short.
Great footwork on the pivot. Just couldn't decide whether or not to try and dunk it or just put it straight in.
Scoop layup. Reese doesn't go, but he's fouled.
Likely on Sebastian, which I believe is his 4th as well.
Just like that, Cole Bowser runs to the scores table to check in.
So quickly for the Pioneers, out to a 16-point lead. Looked like 10 before that long shot, and now up to 16.
Reese hits the first free throw. He's at 15. 6 of 10, 6 of 9, sorry, for the line are the Pioneers tonight. Stags, 11 of 16.
Why is this offense so potent for the Pioneers? It's because multiple players can go out and get you buckets. We saw the run that Jameer Jones went on earlier in the game. Tyler Johnson last night using that physicality. And late in this game, Jalen Reese hitting the big shots.
Thomas hits the corner 3.
Much needed bucket for the Stags. Thomas stepping out and finding his way to the rim from long range.
Tyler Davis back up top to Reese, calls out a play. Screen set by Davis. uses it. Bounce pass down low, Amari Davis right there. McKnight Jr. read that.
Great dive on the backside. McKnight Jr., the high ball screen, forced the double Thomas, which means the Stags on the backside are in scramble mode. So the Pioneers attacked it, made 2 passes, the right ones, but McKnight Jr. just slid to the backside.
Lob it up, tore it down, Malcolm Thomas.
Second place in the slam dunk contest last night to Jameer Jones, and McKnight Jr. just put it way up there. Thomas knew what to do with it once he caught it.
He caught it near the top of that backboard, it looked like. And Simpson picked up his dribble, called for steps.
Slide of the back foot by Simpson. Referee Dan Kota saw the action by Davis and Daniels, drawing just a bit. Walked in to calm the players down. These are veteran referees. Could have called a double foul, could have called a technical. Made the better decision to give the players a warning, talk them down. Understand that it's highly competitive, but don't let it go past a certain line, and nice job there.
Stags down 13, 4:40 to go. Chance to place the finals on the line. Bowser for 3, hits it.
Beautiful pick and pop. Quick on the read. McKnight Jr. tossed it out to Bowser.
Thomas gambled again. Bodies hit the floor, in and out for Jones.
Almost another bad gamble. Coaches on the sideline for the Stags imploring Malcolm Thomas to stop going for those steals. It's too easy for Jameer Jones.
He just tapped his chest. He said, my bad. Meeks talked to him too, because Meeks was pretty close to picking up a blocking foul there as well, and that would have ended his night. 3 in the corner to Reese. Gets the bounce.
There he is again. There goes that man. The man of the moment for the Stags. Huge bucket after huge bucket.
Knight Jr. driving off glass, high off the glass, too strong. Rebound falls into Malcolm Thomas's hands, and he's fouled. But the second time in a different spot, with the lead cut down to 10, Jalen Reese extends it up to 13.
Malcolm Thomas fortunate to grab that rebound. DeMatha retaining that possession. Strong drive by McKnight against a strong contest. Got it off the board and bounced right into the hands of Thomas.
Can't get that first one to go. Thomas, 2 of 5 from the line tonight.
Second half of this fourth quarter to come, and Stags are missing too many free throws. They have to make them count. Every bucket, everything free. I believe that's 3 for 6. Or maybe, excuse me, 2 for 6.
11 of 18 as a team. Johnson driving, finds Davis on the baseline. Jones pump fake, driving baseline. Daniels met him, jump ball called.
Daniels, the freshman, going up the ladder with Jameer Jones. Able to draw the tie up. Neither team really agreed.
Amari Davis gets an inbounds pass near the three-point line. Reese, another 3. Doesn't get that big rebound, Daniels.
Would like to have that one back. One of the best looks he's had in recent shots.
Knight Jr. thought he felt contact, threw it up, came up short, ball still loose. Reese with the spin comes away with it, and he's fouled.
Just so crafty with it. Secured the ball. Reese took the spin, body control, bump, drew the foul. Doing everything for this Pioneer squad in this fourth quarter, really in the whole second half.
Time quickly running out here for the Stags. Just over 3 minutes to go, down by 13. Pioneers with the ball. Jones driving in the lane. And his pivot foot, or his plant foot, just slid out from under him.
No, what happened is he jumped to attack, tried to change in the air. He actually landed before he got the shot off. I think it was the contact from Thomas. So Jameer Jones looking for the foul, but the contact put him right back on the ground sooner than he wanted to.
Wallace brings it up, under 3 to go, down by 13. Thomas with the spin, big step, drew the foul.
Not enough for the Stags to just get stops. They have to get stops, that's an essential. But they need to convert on this end, knock down free throws. Malcolm Thomas 0 for 2 his last time down. If you're gonna attack and go to the basket, you gotta expect Oak Ridge to give you some contact and provide some resistance. And when you do get the call, you have to make them count. Knock down those 2 free throws.
Thomas has missed the last 3 in a row, but going all the way back to the start of the second half, missed 4 free throws in a row here. Hits that one, gets up to 19.
Meeks picking up man-to-man in the full court.
Davis gives it to Jones. Wallace is on him.
Defensively, DeMatha still can play the shot clock game and not afford to gamble. Try to play solid defense, force a late clock attempt, and then clean it up.
7 on the shot clock. Johnson with it, 4 on the clock. He's gonna have to throw it up. He hits it. Tough shot, falling to the ground.
Huge shot, perfect possession by the Pioneers. Maybe not the shot you drew up, but ran off nearly the entire 35 seconds. Tyler Johnson hits a tough jump shot, but
Meeks left alone, left wing 3, buries it.
Finally a clean look for Meeks. Converts on that one. Again, it seems like when they've gotten stops, they haven't gotten scores. When they've gotten scores, they haven't gotten stops. You need those 2 things to be combined.
That's Meeks' 5th foul. Thought he had the steal.
Jumped in, got a lot of ball, but caught a lot of arm as well. It's not just Meeks shooting, it's also that intelligence that he plays with. Late in the clock, you saw on that last possession ball, and ultimately was scored by Tyler Johnson, but Meeks denied the hot hand in Jalen Reese. Just a heady play. And you see the passion that he has, just a sophomore, but these games mean so much. You talked about the changes in the rankings, and a game like this against Oak Ridge, a highly ranked team, it means so much for these guys. But you love to see the competing out on the floor. But sometimes those frustrations get the better of you. Out of the game now. Hurts a lot for DeMatha to not have his shooting. You saw him knock down the 3 just a second earlier. So we'll see how they make up for it.
He found his range, he got that open look, and that's what DeMatha wanted, and then nearly had that steal, but called for his 5th foul. No more fouls to give now. The next foul sends Oak Ridge to the free throw line for 2 free throws.
Last night against Vashon, Oak Ridge just couldn't put them away. Vashon just kept coming even late, knocked down some shots, got some rebounds, putbacks, scratched and clawed their way, and really until the final possession. Finished at just a 4-point margin.
Reese gets it into Jones. 95 seconds to go. Johnson with it now, cross court, Simpson, he'll square it up, it's swatted out of bounds.
Usually in this situation, up 11, you're trying to work a lot of clock, not taking shots, but Cameron Simpson from out there might feel like a layup for him, and you're semi-okay with it. Fortunately, you're able to retain possession even after the block.
Reese with it, 18 on the shot clock. Minute 15 to go. He pulls it back out. Wallace still on him. Trying to shake him. Now making a move to the hoop. Over the outstretched arm of Daniels. Players are on the floor. Thomas with the ball. Gets called. Gets a blocking foul called on Jones.
Scramble for the ball. DeMatha sent some pressure just to speed up Oak Ridge. Jalen Reese able to turn the corner, but couldn't find the bottom of the cup. A lot of bodies, a lot of wetness on the floor. Not in these moments do you want to see someone flip, so our floor wipers using those mops to clean up the floor. Big possession for the Stags.
Out goes Simpson, in comes Tyler Davis.
With a minute left, they need to score on every possession.
Under 60 to go. Stags down 11 with the ball. Wallace gets the handoff. A foul.
Pioneers still had one more to give, so not in the double bonus yet for the Stags.
Bowser were inbound. That's Sebastian. Thomas in the paint, draws a foul. I believe that is foul number 5 on Amari Davis. It is.
Scoring with the clock stopped is one of the best ways to close a margin with not a lot of time left. In quick to Malcolm Thomas and just initiated the contact through Davis. Davis really couldn't do much. But here's the important ones. Malcolm Thomas has got to find a way to make free throws.
Gets the bounce there.
Thomas just shaking his head in relief, really, seeing that one roll in.
Hits them both. He's up to 21. The lead down to 9, 51.9. Davis inbounds it. Across the baseline, they go. Reese with it now. Double team coming. Sebastian. They get called for having 2 arms on, 2 hands on Reese.
Scary
That's
pass
his
by the
5th.
Pioneers. That one just ran along the baseline. Took forever to find a teammate. Nearly a steal, but one more pass got in the hands of Reese, and that's the guy you want to have it for the decisions that he's going to make, for his ability to handle it, and for his ability to make free throws.
Reese gets to the 20-point mark. Joining Jones there for the Pioneers. Hits them both.
Just calm, cool, and collected as a point guard should to close one out.
Daniels throws it up, doesn't get it to go, gets his own miss, fouled. Can't get it to go. He's frustrated, he couldn't get it in earlier.
Pioneers content walling up, making the Stags earn every bucket. Of course, you don't want to foul, but you also don't want to give them an easy chance. At least forcing that first miss gave them the chance at a defensive rebound and requires them to make 2, which is proven to be extremely difficult for DeMatha for the entire game.
Came out a little hot off the hands of Daniels.
It did not look good. You're exactly right.
Big breath there.
Nearly banked that one in.
Wallace ends up with it. Jones with the clearance. Nearly stolen away. Johnson with it, loses the handle. Somehow gets it to Reese. 3 bodies are on the floor.
Tyler Johnson would have been better served just looking up the floor and letting it go to one of his 2 teammates. Decided to dribble with the players recovering from behind. Nearly lost the ball, got tangled. But he's back to a comfortable place here on the free throw line where he really did a nice job of closing out the game against Vashon.
Johnson sitting on 6. Doesn't get that one to go. Ten of 13 from the line are the Pioneers. 14 of 24 for the Stags.
Pioneers picking up and pressuring, just a delay press, forcing the Stags to take as much time as possible to get it up the floor.
Knight Jr. just throws it up. Comes up way short. 12.7 to go. Oak Ridge up by 12.
McKnight Jr. fired that one up quickly because there was a count coming from the crowd of a 5-4, 3-1, and I think he thought that's what it was.
And that'll do it in the first semifinal. Oak Ridge defeats Vashon 69-57. Your initial thoughts on the 32 minutes we just got to watch?
That first half run by the Pioneers really just doomed the Stags when they got it in transition, knocking down threes. Jameer Jones with the highlight dunks, opening up that 19-point margin at the half. Some great runs for the Stags, cutting it to 10, but it was Jalen Reese, the man of the hour, who knocked down the big shots. One being a buzzer beater to end the third. Another 3 that bounced in. Finished with free throws. Was the general out here in more ways than just one, and you see why he's so valuable to this team. The Pioneers just do what they do. Built it up enough, stopped the runs, and walked out with a win.
Jameer Jones, 21, 2 threes, a handful of dunks. Jalen Reese, 5 threes, 21 points. Cameron Simpson, 3 threes, 14 points. Malcolm Thomas leading the way for the Stags with 21. Meeks, before he fouled out, 10 points. Those timely buckets, those buzzer beaters from half court, beyond half court, killed those runs for the Stags. Oak Ridge punches their ticket to the championship game. They await the winner of our second semifinal. Coming up here next, Christ the King out of Middle Village, New York versus St. John Bosco Braves from Bellflower, California. Don't go anywhere. All you have to do, click on another link. Oak Ridge Pioneers punched their ticket with a 69-57 win over DeMatha. They're in the championship game in their second appearance here in the Iolani Classic. Thank you to Coach Dean Shimamoto. Thank you, Ben, running the controls, all of our cameramen. Thank you guys all for listening. For myself, Carter Uechi, we'll be back in a bit. Aloha.